Somewhere in your brain right now, there is a memory of the first time you tasted food. There is a memory of the first voice you ever heard. There is a memory of the moment you learned what your own name meant. You will never access any of it, not because it's gone, but because the real answer is far stranger than forgetting. Think about it for a second. You remember your 10th birthday. You remember a fight you had in 3rd grade. You might even remember a smell from a summer when you were 5, but the first 2 or 3 years of your life? Nothing. A black hole. Scientists call this childhood amnesia, and almost every human on Earth has it. Here's the strange part. Babies aren't blank. Studies show infants as young as a few months old can recognize faces, form preferences, and even show signs of basic learning. Your baby brain was working. It was absorbing the world at a staggering rate. So where did all of that go? For decades, researchers assumed babies simply couldn't form memories at all. Then in the 1980s and 90s, a psychologist named Carolyn Rovee-Collier ran a series of experiments with infants and mobiles. She attached a ribbon from a baby's foot to a mobile hanging above the crib. Within minutes, babies as young as 2 or 3 months old learned that kicking made the mobile move. And when she brought those same babies back weeks later, they remembered. They started kicking again the moment they saw the mobile. So the memories were there, at least for a while. The question shifted. It wasn't, can babies remember? It became, why don't those memories survive into adulthood? One answer lies in a part of your brain called the hippocampus. Think of it as your brain's filing cabinet for personal experiences, the place where moments get stamped with a time, a place, and a sense of, this happened to me. The hippocampus is one of the slowest parts of the brain to mature. In infancy, it's still being built, still wiring itself together, still learning how to file things away in a way that can be retrieved years later. Here's a useful way to picture it. Imagine a library that is still under construction. Books are being written. Pages are being filled. But the shelves aren't built yet. The catalog system doesn't exist. And there's no way to walk back in and find anything later. The experiences happened. They just weren't filed in a retrievable way. But that's only part of the story. Because something else is happening in your brain during those early years that almost nobody talks about. Your brain, in the first few years of life, produces an extraordinary number of new neurons, especially in the hippocampus. This process is called neurogenesis. New cells are constantly being born and woven into existing circuits. Sounds like a good thing, right? More brain cells, more capacity. Except researchers studying memory in mice found something unexpected. Dr. Paul Frankland, a neuroscientist at the University of Toronto, ran experiments showing that high rates of neurogenesis can actually disrupt existing memory circuits. As new neurons integrate into the hippocampus, they can overwrite or destabilize the connections that older memories were stored on. In other words, your brain wasn't failing to save your early memories. It may have been actively overwriting them in real time to make room for the explosive growth required to build a functioning brain. Pause on that for a moment. The same biological process that allowed you to learn language, recognize your parents, and develop the foundation of who you are may also be the exact process that erased your access to the experiences that built it. There's a kind of quiet trade happening here. Strange, right? Almost like the foundation is sacrificed to build the house and then sealed inside the walls forever. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Childhood amnesia doesn't end abruptly. It fades out gradually. Most adults' earliest memories cluster around 3.5 years old. And the memories that do survive from early childhood tend to be fragmented. A smell, a color, a feeling of fear or comfort with no story attached. Psychologist Patricia Bauer, who has spent decades studying memory development in children, found that even memories formed at age 3 or 4 are often lost by adulthood, not because the events weren't significant, but because the narrative structure needed to hold a memory long term. Things like language, a sense of self, and a timeline of before and after wasn't fully online yet. This is the part that should really stop you. Memory isn't just about storage, it's about narrative. Your brain needs a story to hang an experience on, a sense of, I was there and here is when it happened, and here is how it connects to who I am. Before that narrative self exists, Before you have a strong sense of I that persists across time, experiences don't get filed as things that happened to me.